be joining, they will be able to follow the records and the presentation. So first of all, thank you for joining. I'm happy that we are in the process of preparing for the hackathon that is already taking place in 1 week. Today we also have the deadline for the municipalities to provide the descriptions of the challenges. So we already received one. We are also waiting for the remaining presentations, but I think maybe after we'll go through all the points of today's meeting, maybe that will be also helpful for you to prepare for that. So I think we can go to the next slide where we will present a hackathon agenda. So we will be meeting virtually. Therefore, that's quite a convenient form to connect and to participate. The hackathon is taking place on a weekend, so nobody until now was informing me that the dates are somehow problematic. So I hope that every one of you will be able to participate in the slots that we specified in the agenda. We can go through that now together. So on the first day, we will start with an online registration, but for the participants. So we will have to check who from those teams that registered is really ready to participate in the hackathon. So we'll have like a Google Sheet for them to kind of check in. Every day we'll start with that online registration. Okay, that was some voice in my microphone. I think I had some echo. I guess nobody was asking questions unless it was some background noise. In case, you can just raise your hands and ask directly. We will start with an official opening. So if there are some city representatives, like we have here the mayor of Bern with us, but I guess also the mayor of the president of Rzeszów will be joining us for the official opening. So we would gladly have the representatives of your municipalities during our official opening. So just please let us know so we can arrange that and we can also prepare properly. So we will have this official opening where we will also present the challenges. So that's why we needed the presentations from you already with the challenges descriptions. We will go through that, and then from 7 p.m. we will have the Q&A sessions with the cities. We will arrange that through MS Teams rooms. We will have separate rooms for each city. So we will match the teams, the programming teams with a given city, because in the application form they're selecting the challenges. So we will be just managing that. So each of the challenges will have a proper number of the programming teams that will be working on the challenges. And we planned 1 hour for that on Friday. So basically on Friday, the availability would be from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And besides that indicated time slot, we would like to encourage you to use Discord. So I was seeing that most of you are already joining our Discord platform, but for those who still didn't register, we kindly ask you to join our group, because there we will create separate rooms also for given challenges, and you can also expect some questions directly via the chat in Discord, asking some specific like topic-related questions from the teams, from the programmers. So that will be our main tool of communication during that 3 days. On Saturday, we start again with this online registration for teams. And we plan to have the individual sessions with city mentors, again via MS Teams. We will schedule like 30-minute slots. So each of the teams should have granted like 30 minutes one-to-one individual sessions with the city mentors. So depending on your availability, please also confirm who from the cities will be available for that mentoring session, so we can also organize that meetings next week. So yeah, we have that slots between 11 till 2 p.m. Then we want to have a presentation for the teams, for the programmers, on how to prepare a pitch, so they can also work on the presentations, and then they can also prepare interesting presentations for our final day. And again, in the afternoon, we plan to have around 2 hours of individual sessions with the city mentors. I didn't mention it on Friday, but also on Saturday, we'll also have additional sessions with IT mentors. So we will have an IT support team that will be supporting the participants, and they will also help us on Sunday, because on Sunday at 12 we will have the deadline to submit the projects. And before we will start with the presentations, with the final pitches, we will have to select the solutions after a code review. So our IT partner, they will also go through all the submitted solutions to validate the code. So we'll make sure that the MVPs, the sent solutions, they're already like working projects that will be developed then in the further part of the project within a few months, until we will have the solutions implemented in new cities. But still, between 12 and 3 p.m. we will have the time to go through the projects with the IT support, and to inform the finalists like who's going to be taking part in the finalist presentation, like the pitching part. At 4 p.m. again, we will have the jury deliberation part. So yeah, the jury will be representatives of Nordic Edge, of our organization, which is Polish Development Fund, and each of the cities, each representatives of each cities will be also part of the jury for the given category. So we will have a online meeting to discuss that, but already during the finalist presentations, we will share spreadsheets with you, so you can fill in the points. So we'll also show you the criteria according to our terms of conditions. We will go through that in the more formal part together with Dagmara. And yeah, then we plan to have the results announced at 5 p.m. So basically that's the schedule for Sunday. So your like the time slots for you, it will be between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. being online, participating in the Teams meetings. And besides, again, we just ask you to respond and react to the questions that can be sent via Discord. So that's about the agenda. If there will be some adjustments, we will also share it with you. But I guess there's no much space to make some changes there. And since you are already working on the presentations that we'll be sharing with the participants on Friday, you also have to share the data with the programmers. So that's basically the most crucial part. So the programmers can provide the greatest possible solutions that will have a value to the residents and that will innovate your municipalities. So we would like to present some of good practices in the field of opening the data. We would like also to show you the 5-star open data standard that you could maybe use as a guiding line for the process of opening the data within your city. And we'll show you some of the examples of the solutions that were developed 2 years ago when we had a climate-related hackathon. So this open 5-star open data model allows us to assess data quality, and it's based on 5-point scale and was developed by the forerunner of internet, which is Tim Berners-Lee. And the higher the number of the stars, the more easily the data can be reused and combined. So we had that 5 level of openness of data. And the first level, which will be like 1 star, is when there's a question. Okay, so I'll just. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I can be back to that. It's a bit unclear which time slots the cities have to be available all 3 days. To summarize, yes, on Friday, the time slots for the cities is from 6 p.m. official opening until 8 p.m. when the Q&A sessions with the cities will end. Then on Saturday, we have the individual sessions with city mentors from 11 to 2 p.m. So that will be like 30 minutes that we didn't put that division here yet because we don't exactly know which teams you will be talking to, but after we finish the recruitment of the cities, we'll already plan that, arrange that in your calendars. So in case you know that between 11 to 2 p.m. on Saturday or between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You won't be available, please let us know. You can also just kind of divide that slots between your team, like between the representation of the city. So it's important that there will be someone available between that slot, but it doesn't have to be like all the representatives. So if there will be one person participating in the Q&A sessions, that should be enough. So I see that you're typing, so I can still wait. Okay, so I hope that's clear. In case there are some more questions, just feel free to use the chat window, or we'll also have that Q&A session later on. And now coming back to this 5 stars. So the first star is like the lowest first level of openness. So it's basically when you publish some data in the internet in any of the formats. So it can be PDF, it can be in an Excel sheet. Then we have the second level. For the data that has been already properly structured, and it's machine readable. So it's not an image, it's a spreadsheet, it's an Excel file. Then another level, it's for formats that are not really related to a specific tool like Excel. It can be a comma separated file, so this CSV. So it's not that you only need Excel to open that file. You can also use another tool, or you can open it more freely. Then we have the files that are using the Unified Resource Identifier. So it's already when we introduce the metadata. So when we describe our data, so it's not only that we are sharing a file, but then we are also structurizing the data. So you have the data describing the data. So that's the fourth level. And on the fifth level, it's the highest highest level that we can achieve, 5-star, when all that when all that requirements are fulfilled. So basically, yeah, I think that's something that might be interesting for you. So the more examples and descriptions of that categorization, you can find it on that source, which is 5-star data info. And yeah, we can come to the best practices. So basically, for the data that we want you to share, first of all with us, and then on Friday, we will share it with programmers when the hackathon will start. So basically, it's important that you will only share the data sets that address the issues that you have identified. So yeah, we only have basically 48 hours or even less to create a solution. So it's crucial that you kind of filter the data that will be really helpful for the programmers to create a solution that you are seeking. So basically, yeah, just be selective. And it's important that you, if you have that chance, discuss the data that you would like to share with your IT department. I'm sure that they could help you with the steps of structurizing data, of maybe providing that metadata and providing it in the in the formats that can be used by the programmers. So yeah, another point, it's crucial that you will provide transport descriptions of the files as well as the columns, so the programming teams will know what they're actually working with. Yeah, it's important that you will share the data that would be used for some calculations in the provided formats like Excel sheets, XML, or CSVs. And it's a bit tricky sometimes if the decimal separators in the files are not unified. So sometimes you have some dots there, sometimes you have commas, and basically I know that for the programmers, like cleaning the data, it's a process that requires quite some time and effort, and they won't have time for that. So basically, it's important that you provide already the data that it's clean, that it's unified, and can be deployed. For the data visualization, yeah, we have also here some formats that are specified. What is another advice? Please do not provide data that combines numbers and visual data, because it cannot be really read that easily. So if you have some visualizations where there are also some numbers on it, just please try to separate that. And what is also important, if you have some data on users, some citizens, and it has some names or some sensitive data, then also just try to anonymize that. So those are the examples of some best practices that we would require. Sorry, I'm also losing my voice. It's illness and cold period. So here I wanted to provide some examples or some visualizations of the solutions from that hackathon that we had 2 years ago. It was called Climathon, so basically quite related to what we are doing here now. So yeah, those solutions were implemented. Gniezno was seeking a solution to monitor water and sewage discharged. And yeah, we have a little visualization of what was the final solution. In Lipnik, we also had a topic related to mobility analysis in the public transport, which was implemented. Rzeszów has developed, like for Rzeszów, there was a connected city platform developed where the data from the sensors was unified. And Wrocław implemented basically a gaming solution that was supposed to increase the safety of students' active mobility. And I see that there are there are some questions from Gunnar, so I can go through that. Are cities also participating in the jury? Yes, yes, exactly. So yeah, I finished. I think when I was going through the agenda summarizing, yeah, I only mentioned Friday and Saturday, but yes, on Sunday we have the slots between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So again, 2 hours. So the cities will participate in the finalist presentations, where you will be already putting the points. You'll be filling in the sheets that we will provide. So yeah, we'll have that part about this judging part later on during our meeting today. But yeah, that will require active participation. So yeah, that's another time slot that you that will require involvement. So Friday between 6 and 8 p.m., then Saturday 11 to 2 p.m., and then 3 to 5 p.m., and then Sunday 3 to 5 p.m. Uh, okay. Okay, I liked you another insight from Gunnar. I like the best practices, but they put a lot of restrictions on the hackathon that we should have known before we created the specific challenges. We might not have a lot of data for the challenges we shared, and we were hoping that hackers could be creative. I do believe it is challenging and impossible to get the IT departments to provide new data sources within a week. Any thoughts of that? So basically about this new data sources, I can imagine that it can be tricky to get something something new, but we are hoping that still you have some resources that you'll be able to share. Either it's some visualizations or some informations about the flats, like historical data. Basically, like the programmers can work on historical data, because I remember that you were thinking about like those alert forecasting systems. So basically, yeah, there's IT solutions that should be implemented. Yeah, that for them to be functional, they would also need some at least some mock data or some historical data, unless we'll just specify now in the description that it's an additional channel to maybe use some data resources from open data resources. Like for Polish cities, I know how it works. We have a national open data platform where there are different resources also from our statistical office. So maybe you could think of providing something like that, like maybe not specific data for the region, but some statistics, some resources, some maps that could be used as some mock data that then would be used for developing the prototype. So any kind of open data that you could still collect and share will be helpful, and definitely will lead to better solutions that will be, let's say, more specified, more appropriate to address the challenge. So I hope that helps. Okay. So if you already have data to share, maybe I misunderstand something. If you already have data, just we can still discuss that. If you'll be sharing it with us, we can still put some. We can just get you can get the feedback from us, and then we can together see whether that's available. But if you already have them, then it's okay. And it's not that now within this 1 week we need some more. It's just about kind of wrapping that up and providing the packages for next Friday. So yeah, I hope that part was clear. If there are some questions, obviously feel free to raise your hands or type something in the chat, and then we'll also have the Q&A part to go through all that questions that maybe didn't arise now, but will pop up in your minds later on. And yeah, now I can ask Dagmara to continue with the formal part.
Thank you very much, Veronica. So basically, I would like to walk through the steps we are having between the hackathon and the expo in May. What will happen from the formal side of things? Following what Veronica said about the judging process, basically choosing the winning teams will happen in 3 steps. First, there is going to be a code review. We have a small software house selected for this process. They will be helping us to use those 3 hours to go through all of the projects and the repositories that the teams will share on GitHub to see whether there is an IT potential for implementation this process. And you will not be involved in this code review process. We treat it more as a formal step, whether we can qualify this team to the next step, but based on the previous expertise, we almost always allowed all of the teams to go to the phase 2, which is presentations. All of the teams will have 5 minutes to pitch their project. They will have additional time to prepare their presentation, because first they are submitting the code and then the presentations, so they can have time to work on this visual aspect and more of these business aspects. And as Veronica mentioned, during the presentation beforehand, we'll share the working document, Excel, that you will be able to put your notes, and as previously we'll have this formal criteria, but you will not be obliged to select give your points, but what is the most important for us here are those few criterias, and in each criteria you will be able to give from 0 to 3 points, and based on that we will be able to make this decision, but also in the consultation with you during the meeting on Teams, so that everybody is on the same page, and that we have opportunity to discuss the projects and compare them, and also listen to what is the most important for the city, and which is the project, and what is the team you would like to move forward and start working on. And after the selected project, in the few days after the hackathon, we'll organize a meeting similar to this one, when we'll go through the process of implementation with the team. We will tell them more about the administrative part of the implementation, and they will have a few days to prepare implementation schedule, and this schedule will need to be accepted by the city, and this is the step that will allow us to move on forward with signing the agreement. But after the hackathon, after the MVP that will be created. We would like for the teams to think what they will do in those 5 months, what are the next steps, what sort of data, additional data they will maybe need from you, or what are going to be some kind of administrative costs. For example, buying the domena, or renting some kind of servers, depending on the technicality of the solutions. But basically, we need this implementation schedule from the team and your acceptance, so that everybody will be on the same page during the next months. And also, it will be the responsibility of the teams to monthly report the progress of this implementation to us and to Nordic Edge, so that we are able to keep track that everything is going as planned and there are no challenges or obstacles that needs to be potentially solved. In March, we are suggesting that this will be the time that the solution is sort of ready and can be deployed in city. And also in the second half of March, we'll encourage teams to and also workers of your municipality to test the solution, see if everything works, and at the end of April we'll be signing the implementation protocol that will allow us to give the teams the second part of their prize. And we are able to give the prize to the participants based on the fact that we will receive the intellectual property rights to the project. And to do this, we will sign two agreements with the teams. First, right after the hackathon, after the implementation schedule is ready and accepted by the city, we'll prepare the agreement, and this agreement will be written between the teams and Polish Development Fund, and they will give us the rights to the projects, and will allow them to use these rights during the implementation phase. In April, after we have the final solution, the team will again give the intellectual property rights to the PFR, but this time we are not borrowing these rights back to the teams, but we are giving the license to the city that took part in hackathon, so that they can indefinitely use this solution. And in the future, we are hoping to create some kind of repository, so that the solutions from our hackathons can be used in many different cities and be scalable. In terms of team reward payout, this will also be connected to the intellectual property rights agreements. And after the first agreement is signed, we will give the teams specified amount. After the hackathon, they are receiving 2,000 euros, and after signing the implementation project copyright agreement, they are received 8,000 euro, depending, of course, this amount per person will depend on the number of the teams members. So this is the steps that will follow the the hackathon, we will invite you at the to the meeting after the hackathon that we'll have with the teams, so that you can better get to know each other and prepare this implementation schedule for the next months. So that's what's waiting for us. If you have now any questions, we are more than welcome to answer them. Yes, Björn?
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking us through every step. That's very useful. But I have a question regarding the implementation part. I mean, we don't know anything now, of course, regarding the quality of the solution that is presented. And it might also be difficult to say how easy or complicated it would be to actually implement the solution. And that would probably also require involving other departments in the municipality, possibly. So how committed are the cities to actually do the implementation fully of the suggested solution?
Actually, before the implementation schedule was more on the part of the team. So basically, they are preparing this MVP project, and they already had in mind what are the next steps they would like to make. And in the implementation schedule, they often wrote things like making more interview with the cities or collecting this type of data at the beginning. And later they had like working on this functionality, working on that functionality, starting to putting this project on cities servers. So we didn't had any issues before with that in terms of what's going to follow. And also, it's not the city that is obliged by the schedule, it's the team. So the only thing we are asking the city is to provide any data and any resources that teams will need in a reasonable time frame, but that's not often any issues. Sometimes, for example, the cities needs to work some things inside, for example, some legal things that will make this solution work for them. So that's that. But other than that, we didn't had a problem with the teams sticking to this schedule.
Maybe I can just add something here. So basically, yeah, as Dagmara was mentioning, the requirement for implementation is basically the city accepting the implementation project. So without that, we cannot really follow it in implementation. So if after choosing, we will have the worst case scenario that the city is not really convinced, then yeah, we will have to look for some alternative scenarios. But basically, the crucial part is finding this agreement for the implementation. So the city with the team in the first, let's say, formal introductory meeting, the both parties are kind of discussing the expectations from the city, like basically what the tool should be containing of. And then the city, like the team is telling basically what's possible within that framework that we are working on, like within the time frame and the resources to be developed within that time. And the crucial part is finding an agreement. The step of accepting that implementation schedule is crucial for us to just follow with implementation. So beside that, we cannot really kick off.
I see that Andreas have also some question.
Yes, thank you for a lovely presentation. I just have some question regarding the communication side of this, because obviously it will be really nice to document this event and this weekend. I want to write an article on Monday, Tuesday, regarding the results and how the process has been. But how do we do that in kind of practical terms, since it's a digital hackathon? Do we take kind of photos in not photos, but in screenshots, or how do we do that in practical terms, and also getting the approval for us to take screenshots? Or do we film, or do we do recordings of some of this? Maybe the announcement of the results, or is it possible to get any good quotes? I'm just thinking out loud right now.
We were actually discussing this today morning with Magda from our communication department, and she had risen some concern about taking screenshots. So currently what we have in mind was also sticking to the article that will more or less like take this and we'll write about the MVPs that were presented. And beforehand, we were also using the presentations that the teams prepared as sort of visual materials, because after the hackathon we have the rights to the presentations and we can use these materials, but I would be more careful with using the sort of image of the participants, especially that they will be joining us from their homes, and maybe they will not be very comfortable to be photographed with their backgrounds. What we can do is, for example, to include some pictures, some screenshots of mentors from cities. Maybe that will be more sort of safe, because we all probably, as we are here, are agreeing to use our faces to be associated with this project. Yes.
If I can add here. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Yes. No, just a follow-up question there. Is it just thinking outside the box again? Is it possible to ask some of the programming teams if they maybe, because they might be sitting in the same location working together, but in a digital way. So it's maybe easy for them to take just a picture of with their phone working.
Yes.
Yes, so that we have some faces and human beings in the stories that we create, because obviously that's an easier sell than just having pictures from the presentations.
That's thank you, Andres. That's really a really good idea. I think really we can do it. For example, create some little challenge on Discord that, hey, please send us a photo of your team working together. And also the teams from Poland, they will receive the packages with the t-shirt and the bottle and the tote bag, so they can wear it and take some selfies together. So we'll arrange that.
That's exactly
Veronica?
what I was. Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to say, because that was the practice we had during this virtual hackathon 2 years ago. So basically, we asked them just to take some pictures together, and when we will have this how to pitch presentation, we can also have that. We can also include this requirement to add a picture or add some pictures of the team in the final slide, something that could be also then used to show that, to present the profiles of the programming teams. So that could be another option. But I think we'll just try to encourage the participants to share some pictures, some selfies, and we will probably just use Discord for that. So you can feel free to also already get them involved.
Any other questions or reflections, maybe? Yes, Agata, please.
Yeah, I'm wondering what hours do you suggest us to be available via Discord each day?
It would be great, for example, if outside the hours Veronica specified, to have Discord installed on your phone, for example, and then you can check the notifications. It really depends on the team, because some teams are really working very hard at 3 in the morning, but we are not like obliging you to be up all night. So if you could just check the Discord actually before going to bed and after waking up, that would be really, really perfect. And then just periodically looking if there are any questions or not. It's really hard to predict, because sometimes the team there can be a team that has really millions questions to the city, and sometimes the teams prefer to just work on their own and don't feel sort of obliged and calc the ideas that cities have. They want to have a new and fresh outlook on things. So hard to predict, but I would just stick to the times that Veronica specified, and then periodically checking the Discord.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Are there any other questions, concerns?
Yeah, one thing more. I'm wondering how big is the interest of the project among teams so far?
So far, over 10 teams applied, so I think about 50 participants.
Okay.
But we are also expecting a bit of an increase on the last two days, because it always happens. And we are also seeing on Discord that there are many participants that are still looking for the teams. Basically, they are lacking programmers, for example, because they are more from the UX teams and so on. But we are hoping that they will find some nice people to work together.
And those teams are mostly from Poland or also Norway?
I think so far from Poland. Can you confirm, Veronica? Do we have any team from Norway now?
No, we only have Polish teams so far. So yeah, we shared the mentor boards prepared by Dagmara. We will also provide them with using the pictures that Andreas took during our workshop. So unless you want to share some other pictures with us, so we can also use that to promote that recruitment for the few more days left. So I think today you will be sending the remaining pictures, right? Like the mentoring boards.
We would also really encourage you, if there is a local university or even like a technicum, that you will spread this info about the hackathon at those educational places. We had the teams from the city solving the challenges of their hometown, and it very often paid off well, because they knew the specific of the city. So we encourage you to promote this to local IT talents. Okay, I think we have perfect timing, 1 hour. So we will share this recording with you, as well as the mentor graphics.
Yeah, and we are awaiting the remaining presentation as well as the data sets. We are free to consult them. We also have that IT support that could go through that and verify the data files in case you have some doubt. So yeah, we'll be happy to support you in that area as well.
Great. Thank you very much, and see you online on Friday.
Exactly. Enjoy your weekend, and yeah, see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.